Hi guys, welcome back to Friggin' Jeep. Kind of getting late in the day. Been raining. You can see it's been raining here on and off all day. I ran a trip up to, had to go up to Pennsylvania or over to Virginia. It was easier to go up to Hanover, PA to pick up the reducer for the saw blade paint. You can buy the paint in Maryland, but you can't buy the reducer in Maryland. So I had to go up there, and then I stopped by get some corn-free gas. That place was closed for some reason. I don't know. So that's kind of what I did. Kind of goofed off all day. But I was gonna show you tonight on tonight's video. This is after I made it, so it was a couple days ago that we actually made it. The big wood splitter, a few questions come up. Number one, the piston is a 6-inch piston, and that came off of something he glommed onto a long time ago. The whole thing was made out of just about everything. We bought the pump, we bought the adapter to the motor, we bought the valve, the big control valve to handle that much fluid, because I think it's a 1 1/4 inch line going into that valve. And I don't think they were running that splitter at anywhere near the speed it can go. It has a transcooler on it that just runs, it's not an electric fan, it just runs the fan off the motor, which a lot of those little Briggs motors and stuff like that these guys are running don't have that fan, so they have to have an electric one on there. What else is going on there? There's a gap between that thing is basically the same as my fast wood splitter on steroids. I like the table where I can go over and just fill a bucket full on the table because I'm working by myself. But and then it's set on the table and then split it and put it into a box because I like it in a box later down the road because that's how I feed my boiler. We get an awful lot of big wood. You can see that was all big wood that Jeff was breaking down, which is, you know, you can put smaller stuff in there, but he puts everything there. We get the big wood because the people that we get most of this big wood from, if it's the right size to go to a sawmill, goes to a sawmill. If it's not sawmill stuff, then we get it. The small stuff that's smaller than that go through a wood processor goes to firewood people. So this is stuff that they put in their tub grinders, and most of it's really big. I mean, if you look at that wood that's going in there, he's just getting quarters of pieces, but Jeff's bringing it up, then slides it down on the table, which really works good. I don't think you're going to get much faster than that. I mean, there's always something bigger, faster, better. But for just a couple knucklehead rednecks putting something together, like I said, everything on there, the purple steel that's about, I don't know, it's probably, I think it's like 3.5 by maybe 1 3/4. That was all came from a job over in Baltimore where it didn't work out right and they trashed it all. The I-beams underneath, that was stuff that I glommed onto. I have no idea. It had been sitting back here for years, and the pipes were just pipes from that I glommed on. The 4 outrigger cylinders to lift it up. The reason it lifts up so high is because the elevator starts so high, so we needed something to get it up, because this was to fit our needs, not to fit the public. This was something we made to fit what we were doing. So that fits his elevator and would fit my elevator as well. What else is there? There's a gap between the two. You know how on my table down there's a gap. So when he raises that up, if Jeff doesn't get it pushed down in time, then Lee would raise that up and slide him down to him. The 2 cylinders that raised that up were trashed off a trash truck. The valve, the big 5-spool valve, came off reel mowers that had those decks that went down, great big Jacobs for doing 15 foot at a time. I don't know, that's where that came from. Jeffrey used to glom onto those from time to time. Trying to think what else is on there. The gas tank was a TSC gas tank, just a 50-gallon gas tank, and we changed the top hole on them. We came up with that design years ago where Jeffrey gets a stainless steel plug and then welds a dip tube and a return tube and just puts it in the 2-inch tube of those TSC tanks. That's what's on the big wood splitter down there. What else we got going on that thing? I'm trying to think. The engine, that's a big John Deere tractor engine in there, diesel. That was donated by a guy named Pogo, Big Tree Service, that gives us a lot of that wood. It had been sitting in his shop for 20 years, didn't run, and Jeffrey got it running, and That's where you see it. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know where the radiator to it came from, but I'm sure we glommed onto something. And it might have been on the motor. I don't know. The trailer was a throwaway trailer that somebody gave Jeff years ago, but sitting down his place, and just that's where we started with the trailer. So that's what it is. He got the elevator out of Facebook. He paid $1,000 for it, and that's a 40-foot elevator. So you'll see more of that splitter. I hope that answers some of the questions. Oh, it does not slow down. Really take note. It does not slow down when it starts into a split. It's a single stage pump. So there's enough motor to push that and keep the pressure up. The pressure is only going to 1,000 anyway, but 1,000 pounds of pressure on a 6-inch cylinder, you guys can do the math, and if you want, that'll give you something good to do tonight. Find out what's the pressure on a 6-inch bore cylinder with 1,000 psi behind it, because that's all that went to. It never achieved much more than that. He also doesn't put a bunch of crap wood in there, so if he gets to a knot or gnarly stuff, he'll just split that with a skid steer splitter that he had and set the big chunks over by the boiler and just run those. There's no point in destroying your equipment over something like that, and all it's going to do is turn it into a bunch of trash anyway. And it slows you down. Lee was real good at reading the wood, how to get it in there this way, or this way, or whatever like that. So that's some of the things that, and some of the pieces that he was putting over the top. Oh man, that looks big. Boiler likes big wood, likes small wood. So, you know, if you're going all night, the big wood generally goes in there better because it hasn't dried out, because he will be burning all that wood probably starting in a month or 2 months from now. So, well, no, I'll put it a little further than that because he's got some of last year's wood. Anyhow, that's kind of what's going on. I hope that answered some of the questions. I hope you enjoy that splitter, and leave me a little comment. I'm finishing up, I think, earlier in this video. Get up there. This is my new tripod. I bought that for, I think, $12 at the flea market up at the Arcadia a week or so ago. These are the things that I put in there. I think it was on last night's video. They're starting to come along. You can see the teeth are shining up real good. Now I'll clear coat those, and I guess you can see how it's rounded off now. These are the shanks, but you can see how they're rounded off and not really that good. But they're coming along. This thing just sits there and just shakes them around. I guess it's a vibrating polisher. And I'll let it vibrate for probably another day. And then the shanks I'm going to paint on this mill, I'm going to paint them red on this one. Last year's they were black, and the year before there weren't any shanks. I got to get back to crunching a few cans, so I'll probably do that in the rain. I got I got the payment for the Jeep motor today, so I have to finish that up, and I got all the shipping information. I stopped by Fastenal today, and they weren't there any longer. So that about concludes this show, as a wise man says from time to time. And hopefully it's not raining. I get a video out on something tomorrow. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. Oh, I guess I told you the parts for that came in. I didn't even think about that. I guess this is an extended version. I don't even know what I did with them already. Oh, there they are. I don't know whether I showed you guys this or not. I don't know what I put in the video. I got a million parts there, and I also bought a strainer. So I figured that doesn't hurt. That's because anything that doesn't go through the nozzle just gets returned. So we'll get it out of there. I think it's a 50 micron strainer, so that should be good. But I got all sorts of fittings because they're always good to have. There's a few extras. You got $100 there. Actually 92 something. It wasn't too bad, and that's including shipping, so that isn't too unreasonable. And I should, if tomorrow isn't too bad, I'll get working on that tomorrow. So anyhow, that's the encore for the movie. So we'll see you later now. Bye-bye. Let's see some more wood split. A little dusty down here. That's a long one up there. I don't know if that'll even fit in. It's boiler wood, so it doesn't matter. Big wood, so there's not a lot of bark. I can't pull it out as fast as it's getting here. Oh shit. Shoot. Most of them are perfect size. He had to push down the pile again. Now watch him push it down. Jeffrey's good with that. Split the last one because now he is ahead of this guy, of Lee. It's a timing thing, and these guys got the timing down just right. Perfect wood. Maybe a little bit big, but every now and then the boiler likes a big one. Lee has got this thing down to a science. That ain't no little piece, but he doesn't have to pick it up. Just plop it down in there and go at it. We'll go up top again. Maybe I'll go back here. Really get lost. Look at the size of that one. That's a monster. Didn't fit in there. Push it down. Now it'll fit in there. That's done for. Just boiler wood. Just remember that. That's half-inch plate over there. I think they might have to knock the stack down again in a minute. They've knocked it down 3 times since I've been here. Top one will go over the top, I imagine. You'll push it down. Gotta read your wood. That ain't no wimpy elevator either. Now because he is ahead of Lee, he'll break it down smaller so it'll go through faster here. He'll push it up, you watch. I know he's gonna push it up. Big piece of bark. Shaving going on there. Makes good kindling, I guess. Never slows down on a stroke. It's single speed. Single speed. You can't see that getting raised up, but it's getting raised up. All the dirt falls in the gap over there we made. Got one sitting right on top. Let me get down and get some other views. Oh, Lordy. Every now and then one will get caught in here and stop the conveyor. See if we can send that sideways one up there and knock that one off. Oh, see if that one will get it. Uh-oh. We've got a, there, almost. Let me get another one. Oh, it went. He'll push him up and split it. Look at how quick this stuff builds up. That's trash. That's trash. That's trash. He's got to go push the pile again. This is, I think, the fourth time now. That lets you give it an idea how high that pile is. And he's on top of stuff. They're gonna have to move raise the elevator up probably. He likes to pull it down that way a little bit and make a long pile like up at Hope. That's probably a 12-foot pile. Oh, we got one up there. See if I can get it. Art. Art. Uh-oh. Escapee. I'll go get that thing. It ain't escaping. Still got one up there. They got a jumper all the way out here. I don't know how much longer they're going to be splitting. Put you back on the grandstand. Here comes Jeffrey with another one. He'll push him down. Lee just pulls him over and throws him in the stack. Little dusty, little noisy. Sorry about that. We'll bring you back in a little bit. Well, here we are with about, I don't know, 54 probably shanks, 52 to 54 shanks out of the saw blade. We're getting ready for the bunion show. We're going to tumble these until they're clean, and then these are going to get painted red. Then these are old, wore out number 3 teeth. They're going to get ground down so they're not sharp and put in the saw so it looks kind of authentic. Like I did last year, we just squared these off so they weren't sharp. So then they'll go into a, I don't know what they call that. It's the tumbler for my bullet brass, and it cleans these up pretty good. So that's what's going on. Just another step in getting ready for the bunion show. Bye-bye. Well, guys, I guess that thing's going. Yeah, we're going. You're a friggin' Jeep if you didn't know already. Maybe you need alcohol if you're over here. Wouldn't hurt. I'm getting these dentures, teeth ready for the Paul Bunyan Show blade. And the first thing you got to do is make them not sharp. So I'll show you how I do that. It's not real difficult after you pick out the ones you want, I guess, and then your hands get all black because these are all grubby and dirty and nasty, and I just finished washing my hands. I did these 52 I'm about ready to do. Well, I got halfway through and thought, well, maybe you'd like to see what it takes to get some of the blade going. I think I already showed you me putting the shanks are all taken apart and put into the metal, the thing that shines up the brass when I reload pew-pews, I guess. Anyhow, it's kind of, you can't really see what's going on too much, but you might be able to see the sparkles come from it. It might be kind of neat. Yeah, you can't see too much. Well, what you do is take the tooth and you'll see I go up and down, which you really can't see, and then go around the edges. And that makes them so nobody will get hurt on them, I guess is the thing. And these are wore out teeth, these aren't brand new. So you go up and grind it down a couple times, then you go around, then you wire brush it. Throw it in the dun bucket. Grab another one. And you do that until you're tired of doing it. But that puts, maybe you can see it over here, that puts a pretty good rounded edge on them. Takes all the, see, it puts a can't hurt you edge on there. You can run that all, it won't even scratch my delicate, look at that, won't even scratch my delicateness anywhere. So I feel pretty confident you don't want Cat Paul Sharp teeth on a saw blade going to a show that everybody's going to sign. So just what's going on here. We'll see you in a bit.